I met Olivia at a friend's party 4 years ago. She was confident, ambitious, with this infectious laugh. We clicked immediately, and things got serious quickly. My best friend Nate had been in my life since high school. We had been through everything together, practically brothers. When Olivia and I started dating, he was super supportive, always inviting us to hang out. In hindsight, maybe a little too supportive. About 6 months ago, things started changing. Olivia was always on her phone, smiling at texts but turning the screen away when I walked near. She and Nate suddenly had all these inside jokes. If I mentioned it, I get the classic "God, don't be so insecure. We're just friends." I roll. The night of my 28th birthday, I planned a small gathering at my apartment. I came home early to set up and heard voices from my bedroom. I recognized them immediately, Olivia and Nate. I stood outside my own bedroom door for what felt like forever before pushing open, and there they were, in my bed on my birthday. The worst part wasn't even catching them. It was what happened next. Nate just smirked, not bothering to cover up. "Hey, man, we were going to tell you eventually." Olivia actually laughed. "You should see your face right now." All I could say was, "How long?" Nate high-fived Olivia. "About 3 months. But honestly, it would have happened sooner if I'd known." He looked at Olivia. She said, "You're pathetic in bed." Seriously, man, did you never wonder why she'd always finish watching a show after you fell asleep? They laughed together. In my bed, on my birthday. I didn't yell, didn't throw things, just nodded, turned around, and walked out. Behind me, Olivia called, "Wait, aren't you going to say anything? Are you seriously just walking away?" I drove to a hotel, turned off my phone, and started making plans. What they didn't know was that Nate's company had just signed a massive deal with a client I happened to know. The CEO was my uncle's golf buddy. Nate had been bragging about landing this account for weeks. They also didn't know Olivia's phone backed up to our shared cloud. Every message, every photo, every working late lie. I had it all. I spent the night making calls and downloading evidence. By morning, I had 43 missed calls, 28 from Olivia, 15 from Nate. Instead of answering, I sent Nate one text. "Check your email." In that email were screenshots of every inappropriate message he'd sent Olivia during work hours from his company account, CC'd to his boss, the HR director, and the CEO of that big client. I went back to my apartment when they were at work, packed Olivia's stuff into boxes, left them by the door, changed my lock's Wi-Fi password, and Netflix priorities. Around 2 p.m., my phone blew up. Nate had been called into an emergency meeting with HR, his boss, and client reps. The messages weren't just inappropriate. They showed him bragging about overcharging the client, cutting corners, and planning to milk them dry before moving to a competitor. That client pulled their $1.2 million contract on the spot. By 4 p.m., Nate was doing the cardboard box walk of shame out of the building. Olivia started spamming me. "What did you do?" "Nate just got fired because of you. This is insane. You can't ruin someone's career over a stupid mistake. Answer your phone." I didn't. Instead, I forwarded her a screenshot of her text to her sister about trading up from me to Nate because he had actual career potential, alongside Nate's text to his buddy about only being with Olivia until something better came along. The call stopped real quick after that. That night, Nate showed up drunk, pounding on my door and screaming about how I'd ruined his life. My neighbor's Ring doorbell caught everything. Him threatening to end me before passing out in the hallway until the cops came. That video equaled an instant restraining order. Pro tip: don't threaten someone's life on camera. The cherry on top? That birthday cake I forgot to cancel got delivered to my workplace. My co-workers, clueless about the drama, brought it out during our morning meeting. Instead of "Happy birthday to the best boyfriend ever," it said, "I'm leaving you for Nate. Sorry." Olivia had changed the message, planning to dump me at work on my birthday. The cake decorator had the receipts. My boss saw my face, ended the meeting, and gave me the week off after I explained everything. As I was leaving, Nate's former boss requested a LinkedIn meeting. They wanted to know if I had more info about client mismanagement. When Olivia showed up crying at my apartment that night, saying we could work through this, I just spoke to the Ring camera. Your stuff's by the door. You have 24 hours before it goes to Goodwill. She never came for it. After 24 hours, I donated everything except personal documents and family photos, which I mailed to her parents. Her mom actually called to apologize, hinting this wasn't Olivia's first rodeo with this kind of behavior. Nate went to Olivia expecting sympathy. She wouldn't let him in. According to friends, he accused her of ruining his life and not being worth the trouble. His revenge? Sending screenshots of their conversations to her law firm, which had a strict morality clause. The screenshots showed her discussing confidential client info, huge ethics violation, and planning to fake sick days for their weekend trips. Olivia got suspended pending investigation. The hotel I escaped to had a front desk clerk, Mia, who was super kind. When she saw my shell-shocked face, she upgraded me to a suite and sent up hot chocolate. We chatted briefly at checkout. Yesterday, she messaged me on IG, recognizing me from a mutual friend's photos, and wanted to check if I was okay. We got coffee and talked for hours. Not romantic, just nice to make a friend with no connection to the drama. I found a new apartment closer to work with better security. Olivia and Nate's lives aren't my concern anymore. Most of our friends took my side, though I told them it's not about choosing sides. Actions have consequences. Feels good knowing people saw through their BS about me being obsessive and overreacting. 3 months later, Nate is facing serious legal consequences. What started as a workplace investigation became criminal charges for fraud, embezzlement, and corporate espionage. He had been selling company info to competitors for years. The FBI got involved. I took the job at his former company. It felt weird at first, but they've been amazing. Better pay, supportive environment, and work I actually care about. My new boss mentioned they've implemented stricter background checks because of what happened. Silver linings. Olivia sent an 8-page handwritten apology letter last month. I appreciate the gesture, but some bridges stay burned. Got a text from Nate's mom apologizing for her son and saying she'd always consider me a positive influence in his life. Harder conversation than expected after knowing his family for over a decade. Mia and I have been dating for about a month now. It's different from any relationship I've had. Honest, straightforward, no games. We're taking things slow, building on actual friendship. Yesterday would have been our anniversary. Instead of dwelling on it, I took a personal day, went hiking, and watched the sunset from a mountain peak. Realized something important. This painful experience was actually a gift in disguise. It forced me to rebuild my life on my own terms. Nate and Olivia did me a favor, though not the one they intended. They freed me from relationships built on sand. In their attempt to hurt me, they hurt themselves far worse. I've stopped tracking their desperate messages. My life is just getting started.